I had an experience yesterday that really inspired me to make a bit of a video for you guys today. Now, it is an unfortunate reality that every one of us has both seen and been at the receiving end of toxicity. While it is an unpleasant experience, it is also reassuring that we as human beings get emotionally involved in the things that we do. We care and love about the world around us. In this video, we will discuss the various reasons why toxicity and negativity exists in order to better our understanding of toxicity and inform our responses and actions to negativity. We will also talk about what exactly we can do when experiencing this toxicity. So, ladies and gentlemen, ultimately, when you break down toxicity, there are only two large reasons why people respond negatively to their environment: psychological and physiological deficiencies. In other words, these are issues in the way people think about things and issues with the way people's brains work. The psychological deficiencies are the most common, and I'm virtually 100% sure about this, make up 99.99% of all the toxicity you and I have encountered in our entire lives. These are the issues you might naturally be thinking of and are broken down into three main psychological deficiencies: understanding, empathy, and coping. A lot of toxicity is born simply from misunderstanding. One simply cannot understand why something happened the way it did. Example of this: I cannot understand why our Wukong was split pushing in enemy territory when 5 of the enemy team was sieging middle tier 2 with ore prime buff. Besides discussing, obviously, the legitimacy of the scenario, the misunderstanding is what matters to this individual and is ultimately what they're feeling. You cannot discredit this fact. The only response and the only course of action that will help in any case of misunderstanding, doesn't matter, is respect, patience, methodical, and cordial aid in helping this individual to understand and ultimately conquer their deficiency and their feelings. Does a simple misunderstanding ever deserve mistreatment and disrespect in return? No. Never. The second reason that causes very strong emotion and is ultimately the root of a vast majority of toxicity is the deficiency to empathize. Or, in other words, the inability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. This is also, unfortunately, a modern epidemic amongst newer generations. An example of this: I cannot believe the terrible scrub teammates I have to deal with on my Smurf account, resulting in toxicity and negativity. This is a case of somebody that is unable to empathize with their teammates and not realize that they are not only these people less skilled and learning to play the game and get better, but that they are also other human beings that feel, think, and are simply taking time out of their day to play a video game that they enjoy, and of course, along with numerous other reasons. Realizing this fact would create a wondrous opportunity, instead of being toxic, to teach and lead these other individuals to learning and enjoyment that they might not otherwise have the opportunity to have. Does this simple lack of empathy deserve disrespect and toxicity in return? No. Never. Now, the last reason is fairly simple: the inability for somebody to cope and deal with interpersonal, you and other people, and intrapersonal, you and yourself, issues, along, of course, with all of life's other issues. This inability can easily manifest itself and express itself in a match, resulting in toxicity. An example of this: me. You might know that when I that I can get very, very salty and very toxic when I stream, and this is due to my inability to cope. Gladly, this has never reached through my keyboard or decisions in game, and I'm being 100% honest and about that, and I'm very proud of it. But it is still something I have to deal with, and you ultimately have to watch. What can't I cope with, you might ask? Well, for whatever reason, I hope you guys appreciate me sharing this. I cannot cope with the fact that I fail to truly, like deeply, deep inside, appreciate what I have in my life. My wife, that I've known for 11 years. My son, who's absolutely beautiful and wonderful and smart and amazing. My house, which is freaking perfect. My fitness level and capabilities since my automotive accident last year. The fact that I'm still alive. My leaving the teaching profession, I spent 8 years of my life doing. My expectations for and achievement of those expectations for my YouTube and streaming career, and my general state of life. I literally have almost no reason to be dissatisfied at any amount, a little bit or a lot, but I nonetheless feel this way in some form or another. And my inability to conquer this and see the wonder and bliss that is all around me projects into my streams. Do I deserve disrespect and toxicity from you? Watching my stream? No. Never. But I do thank you all for being amazing people who only ever give me support and encouragement, which is exactly what everybody else who shows toxicity due to the inability to cope with what their lives are throwing at them, that you have no idea. You have no idea what people are dealing with. What they deserve in return. It's exactly what they don't deserve in return. So, now, unfortunately, there are the physiological reasons for toxicity. And these aren't the fun ones to talk about. To be blunt, these are brain and other disorders that simply remove the option for people to be positive and optimistic. So these are disorders like antisocial personality disorder, sociopathism, psychopathism, oppositional defiant disorder, bipolarism, etc. Or there are many more, but the fact is that these individuals cannot help the way they act to various levels of severity. Most of these extremely severely. And in some unfortunate cases, people with these disorders seek out and perpetrate toxicity. Now, in these cases, which I almost guarantee you or I have never in our life encountered more than once or twice, once for me, your reaction and response simply in turn defines who and what you are and what you stand for, because no matter what you say or do in these scenarios, this situation cannot change. So, who do you want to be? Positive and optimistic, or toxic and abusive? So now that we know why toxicity happens, we can see that the response to toxicity and its abuse is never that in return. 99.99% of the time, guys, responding in a helpful and calming manner will help in some way or another. The other times, it will simply come to define what kind of person you are. So, how exactly now do we be helpful and respond in a constructive manner? First, seek out understanding. What exactly is bothering this individual or individuals? This will help you identify an issue and will help you in formulating an appropriate course of action. Second, empathize with them. Show them you are a caring human being that wants to help. Offer your help or willingness to better their experience. And finally, help or aid the individual in a manner that does not compromise your integrity or what you stand for. And it's really important, and I'll explain. If you can do something better that helps that person, do it. If you are asked to do something you know to be wrong, be positive and respectful in sharing your knowledge and understanding that prohibits you from taking action. If you know something to be wrong or to be inferior or to be something or whatever, and you're asked to do that, be positive and respectful in sharing the reasons and why you aren't going to do that. Or even if it's not serious enough, do that and explain why an inferior result happens. Now, trust in the relationship you can develop with this person and cherish the chance to improve it. People are human beings, and the only thing that we have in our life is each other. Now, I'm showing you this gameplay in the background because an individual on my friendly team here was incredibly toxic. Incredibly narcissistic. Well, at least was showing signs of it. Abusive. Very much insulting. And it was terrible. I remained positive, optimistic, offering my help, encouraging this individual and the back and forth between this individual and another one to be used in a way that can improve our experience. I remained that. Now, ultimately though, you are not an authority figure or organization that can reprimand or punish behavior or actions that breaks rules or expectations. You and I, anybody, you and I are just another member of a community that watches out for and helps one another. This means you are also responsible for reporting incidences that are severe enough. And there is an option at the end of the match and through player support on Epic Games' website that you really should use. I did that in this scenario. At the end of the match, you can rate people and say that this person was abusive or intentionally sabotaging, stuff like that. And you can also go onto their website and player support and fill out the little form to send an email to report this player as well. These are the only actions you should take that isn't directly helpful to or supportive of the toxic individual. Now guys, I wish you all the best in your experiences within this community, and I wish you all the power and strength required to optimistically and respectfully support and help those who demonstrate a call for aid through toxicity. Please, ladies and gentlemen, share this with the rest of the community. Please, 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 on whatever platforms you can. This is something I care about a lot, and as a teacher, trained and versed in how to create positive atmospheres, positive relationships, and develop the positive ways of dealing with stress and interpersonal differences, intrapersonal differences, I know how important this is as a species, as an individual, as a community. It really, really is. Please share this, and simply because if there's anything I ask of you, honestly, really, 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 I ask you to share this and what I have to say. If you have anything else to add or anything else you want to maybe disagree with me, please put it down in the comments, as that is an opportunity I would love to have to open discourse and learning. So please like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. And of course, guys, until next time, stay optimistic and positive.